Hi, this is Jennifer Douglas, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research, and this is GradWorld, a micro podcast dedicated to topics in graduate education. So you've been assigned to write a literature review. This may seem like a daunting task. What steps do you need to take to write an effective literature review? First, make sure you've articulated your research questions so that you know what kinds of sources you are trying to find. Then your goal is to use primarily peer-reviewed sources, which means articles that appear in peer-reviewed journals or books, those that have been reviewed by other scholars in the discipline as part of the editorial process. The best place to search for peer-reviewed sources is in our library's databases. We subscribe to thousands of full-text articles, and any that aren't full-text can usually be delivered electronically within a few days using interlibrary loan. This is a free service. If you're not sure where to start searching, consult with our librarians. They offer chat, email, and even live consultations that can help you narrow your research criteria and find the best databases to begin searching. Once you have found some sources, reading and taking notes are the next priorities. But what should you focus on when taking notes? You should take notes strategically to help you put together common themes and patterns among your group of sources. There are several areas in particular that can help you with note-taking and synthesizing sources for your review. 1. What's the research question or hypothesis in the article? How well does that align with your focus area? It's okay to broaden your search, but resist the urge to be too broad or you will go down a rabbit hole. 2. What is the theoretical framework or lens being used to guide the research? Identifying the theoretical framework is one way to group sources so that you can discuss sources thematically in your review. 3. What is the research design and method being used? Is this a quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method study? What kinds of data have been collected? For example, content analysis of something, archival documents, or human subjects research, to name a few. The research design is another way to group similar sources when you're discussing them. 4. What are the key findings in this study? How do these findings compare with other similar studies? Similarities and differences among findings are another way to group sources for discussion. Now that you are taking notes strategically, you can start to map the relationships among sources. For this step, find an organizational system that works for you. You might create a matrix that shows similarities and differences among sources. Use a mind map tool to establish groupings, or sketch out a rough outline on paper. Your goal is to identify and establish the patterns that you want to highlight in your literature review. As you begin to draft your literature review, these patterns become your outline. Remember that a literature review is not a comprehensive summary of every source. Rather, it is a synthesis of sources that reveals themes and patterns to illuminate the research question you have posed. Good luck and happy writing!